And we are at Immora for Ancient Gods Part 2 Ultra Nightmare Survival Guide. And this level is pretty much like the last two levels. It's another easy one. And there are like, some parts that can be potentially dangerous. I think the one that really comes to my mind, and maybe like everyone else's mind, is the dual Marauder fight. That fight can be a little bit weird at times, but for most of the part, I think this level is really not too bad. It's kind of like the same thing, like the same theme of the last two levels. There's also a decent amount of BFG ammo that you can acquire on this map, so you got a lot of like BFG ammo to pretty much help you if you're in like a very desperate situation. So this part, pretty simple stuff. Try not to like get too aggressive in this area, mainly because the tentacles. I've actually tried to like I think it was on my second nightmare playthrough. I tried to kind of like just bum rush this part, and my god, the tentacles are actually kind of annoying. It could totally take a lot of your health and armor, so try to get rid of the tentacles before you enter like the first big arena. So in my personal opinion, I think this arena, I don't want to say it's hard, but this arena is just really weird. Like I just kind of feel awkward when I play this arena here. And by the way, these first early waves are actually a little bit dangerous because you're fighting like Dread Knights, you're fighting some whiplashes. So be careful here. I think this was kind of sloppy what I was doing here. I kind of don't know what I was doing. Oh my god! I think my chain shield would have probably protected me from that Dread Knight in a way, but I'm glad he didn't jump on me. That would have been super scary. I should have tried to like use the lock-on rocket more right there. And from my experience, it seems like the enemy spawns, at least the heavy demon spawns, they seem to be pretty randomized there, so be on the lookout for that. But if you can get like a good easy spawn trap, that's also really good too. I've had that happen to me a couple of times. Oh my god, I'm actually using precision bowl here. I don't remember if I used the precision bowl that much here. Oh, yep, this was a bit awkward there. Oh my god, I got stuck on the lift. Yeah, be very careful of the two whiplashes here. They can be pretty dangerous, and that is why I love Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused is just amazing when it comes to like the DLC. I just feel like in so many situations it just helps me out so much. But if things really do go wrong, I would happily sacrifice Dazed and Confused temporarily just for what's that saving throw, you know, because it is Ultra Nightmare, and saving throw is by far the most valuable rune. So once you get rid of like those two whiplashes, I do believe like two Doom Hunters start to spawn in. Not really much of a threat, you know. Like if you pretty much been watching how I take care of them, I pretty much use the same strategy. I pretty much just I freeze bomb, blood punch, or maybe I'll use like a grenade and then I'll use the chain shield, and then I'll blood punch. And the chain shield is just amazing against the Doom Hunter because they do have a chance of doing like 200% damage. So chain shield is pretty much the #1 counter against that. I decided to use a BFG here. I'm like, because I remember there are like cackle demons here, and I don't want cackle demons to just sneakily come up to me and just bite me, and then all of a sudden I'm body blocked. So I decided to just use a BFG on that wave, and I highly recommend you to do it too. Like those cackle demons can be really scary at times, and you could just bully the two tyrants because they've been softened by the BFG's tendrils. I think this was the last enemy, and obviously there's ammo for BFG there, so just grab it. Oh my god, my blood punch register when I didn't want it to. I've been getting that quite a bit lately, but I think I'd rather have that, you know, than not having my blood punch registering. Alright, so yep, you know, I decided to skip the other second encounter, which I think is kind of like not too bad, but you know, not really my favorite arena. So and you know, this was like my first Ultra Nightmare victory, so just skip it. This next part, it's one of these like pacing fights. Nothing too scary. Just get rid of the Dread Knight and you should be pretty much good to go. I have to say, I do love like the atmosphere, at least like for this area. Actually, pretty much like the entire level. I think the atmosphere is great for this level. It's just really awesome to kind of like see like you're in, you know, you're kind of like in the midst of the war zone here, you know. And I have to try to like watch, like I haven't really spent the time to kind of like look at your guys fighting like the demons and stuff. But apparently there's like some really cool stuff if you look at them long enough. Alright, so this fight, these two Menkabai can be a threat. Oh my god, did my rock... Oh my god. I almost forgot, like, my rocket launcher kind of glitched out there. Yeah, like, the splash damage was kind of weird here. Alright, but these two Menkabai are really, like, the most threatening thing. And luckily, there's, like, a lot of, like, zombies that kind of, like, spawn in here. So you really could do whatever you want here. I remembered I tried to use micro missiles here just for style points because I love using micro missiles so much. Oh my god. If that was Doom 2016, that zombie would have been super scary right there. Yeah, there it is. I really love my primary charged micro missiles. I honestly think like id Software should nerf the precision bolt. Like I think it should probably zoom in a little slower. Because, you know, I love micro missiles, you know, so I am kind of like biased towards it, but it just kind of like upsets me when I see a lot of like good players always just using precision bolt and never using like the micro missiles. Because I do think micro missiles, like, there's definitely some advantages to it. So this fight, I do see this fight being kind of scary. Like, you know, the Sonic, when those stone imps do like their little Sonic the Hedgehog ability, it does kind of like stun lock you and move you around a bit, and then those pain elementals can totally do some damage. What I recommend you to do is definitely try to get rid of the pain elemental. I highly recommend you to do like the ballista / arbalist and chain gun shield on the stone imps, and yeah, just try to like focus on the pain elementals first, and you could get rid of the stone imps later. I do recommend you to use the hammer, just like what I did at that part. The hammer is definitely really good. And I remember I backtracked here because I think there was hammer ammo. Yeah, there was. So you could go back and backtrack for hammer ammo if you want. So that fight is definitely good for hammer. Like I pretty much, I generally don't have any too scary moments at that fight, but I do think it can be a problem because, like I said, all like the stone imps just kind of like bum rushing you and stuff, and you might lose your mobility. But just use like the chain gun and arbalist combo, chain shield arbalist combo. I mean, and I think you'll be fine. If things really do go wrong, remember you could meat hook above the stone imps, and maybe you could try to like do some more damage while you're in the air. Alright, oh my god, stupid prowler. Yeah, it's always annoying when they just block you. Alright, so yeah, I remember there was like the turret there, so I decided to what do you call it? Use this combo here. I decided to go back to micro missiles since it's what I prefer. And there's a possessed Hell Knight here, super easy, just lock on rocket him. And another Hell Knight, it doesn't really matter. Possessed Hell Knights are pretty much a joke since lock on rockets are just so good against them. But even if you don't use lock on rockets, you could still just like use Super Shotgun Rocket or PB Rocket, and they'll still die like really quickly. especially like the super shotgun. Like it's pretty much the hard. I mean the super shotgun's meat hook. It's really the hard counter against like the Hell Knight. You could just jump over him by taking advantage of the meat hook. And there's a pain elemental. Oh my god, I missed that. Holy crap. That was embarrassing. And this is where you fight, you fight the, what is it? The demonic troopers, aka Doom's stormtroopers here. Doom's, reimagination of the stormtroopers. And basically, I just use the micro missiles here. It's so fun to use like micro missiles on these guys here. And I think this was the first time. Actually, no. I already knew like the meat hook could kill them, but I kind of like forgot about that during this part. I do recommend you to use the chain shield here because those lasers, they can like randomly attack you here. I think I did. Yeah, I didn't use it for some reason. I guess because I needed the mobility. But it's really good to kind of use the chain shield there to protect yourself from all those lasers. There, I use it right here. Alright, so this fight here, the 2 Marauder fight, this is actually my least favorite 2 Marauder fight out of all like the 2 Marauder fights that id Software has given us for Doom Eternal. But the thing with this fight is to really just try to take it slow and be very careful of where you're shooting at too, especially when you're using like the super shotgun and the ballista combo, which is what I'm doing here. Because like the ballista can still kind of like penetrate targets, and it could totally hit like the Screecher, and the super shotgun has like a lot of bullet magnetism and spread. It could totally end up like injuring the Screecher too. So be very careful with how you engage the 2 Marauders. You see? So right here I thought that was a good like engagement, but I kind of realized they wouldn't attack me, so. And I do know like the hammer can also be really good for this part, but from my experience, I've actually used the hammer on my second Nightmare playthrough. I almost got killed mainly because I didn't realize the hammer's area of effect damage was so massive that it could like kill the Screecher, and yeah, that's why I kind of didn't do it for this playthrough. But I will say this, if you are in a good like position and you notice there isn't like a Screecher nearby and there happens to be like a Marauder that kind of like attack you, maybe it's worth going for the hammer. But I personally think like on Ultra Nightmare difficulty, I prefer not to. I think it's way better to just play it like what I'm doing here. It's way more safer, and it's just, I do think it's a little bit risky because like what happens like if the other Marauder didn't get faltered by like your shot or whatever, and you managed to use like the hammer on one Marauder, but the other Marauder could still like damage you, while you could just damage the other Marauder for free. But it's still kind of painful too, because this shotgun shot can still do a lot of damage, and you'll never know if he'll summon like a wolf while you're trying to damage the other Marauder. So I just prefer to play it like standard here. Just take it real slow, try to find when's like the right situation to engage. Like this, I thought this was the right situation, and sometimes I will throw a grenade just to soften them up a bit. But I have seen like videos where people like they get one shot on the other Marauder, then they get the second shot on the other Marauder, then they hammer. If you are in like that situation, it's definitely worth doing it. But like I said, remember the Screecher. The Screecher is like, it's kind of ridiculous like how much AoE range the hammer does. So it could totally kill the Screecher, and you could just end up like buffing the 2 Marauders. So now the Baron comes out. I remember I was just trying to like do my same same dance here, just try to find when's the right time. And I decided to burn my freeze grenade here, and I thought it was worth it. See, I managed to get rid of the second Marauder. Now it's just one Baron. It's one Baron, I pretty much like to just use lock-on rockets here, but I try to like make sure he's not close to like the Screecher. So right here, I thought like this was it. Oh my god, look at that jump here. Yeah, I thought that was like a good time to like use it right there, but holy crap, that jump kind of scared me. I decided to find where he was, and I remember he was stuck. Yeah, sometimes like the enemies actually do get stuck here. Like I've actually had like what is it? Like I remember I was playing like a mission select on this map here, and one of the Marauders got stuck, and then the other Marauder, he was just following me, and I just had like the easiest like fight ever on that encounter. So yeah, you know, you could sometimes get lucky, just like how in my Doom Hunter, what is it, Doom Hunter base video, where I got lucky with the second Doom Hunter that got stuck. So yeah, that could totally be used to your advantage. So this part I actually remembered, I kind of vaguely remembered this part when I was like playing this part here, but kind of like didn't remember it too well. But this part is generally not too bad. I do want to say, like, try not to get too aggressive here, because I remember on like my casual Nightmare playthrough, just like, you know, playing on mission select, just playing this level for fun, I remember I tried to like play this part like a lot more mindlessly and aggressive, and my god, I remember I spawned like a bunch of like demons, and it actually made this part like a lot more like stressful than it needed to be. So just try to like take it slow, like what I did here. I think there's like a bunch of triggers that can totally trigger like more heavy demons and stuff. Alright, so I'm waiting for the what's his name, the armor baron, to do his thing. I'm not really sure why they even added like these demonic troopers for. Like, was this just for like the lore or something? Because I honestly think they should have just replaced those troopers with like the possessed, with like the mecha zombies, or like just like the regular soldiers too. But I don't know. Like, it is kind of cool to see, like, you know, I'm a Doom 2016 player, so I know like the model is like from Doom 2016 multiplayer, but I mean, so it's cool to kind of like see that. But these guys, they feel like really unfinished at the end of the day. Alright. So, yep. Easy fight. See, like I said, if you just take this fight like slow and not get too stupidly cocky like I did in one of like my casual Nightmare playthroughs, it really makes this fight not as hard as it needs to be. It is kind of annoying with all of like those random projectile there. Like sometimes you just kind of get hit by them. Alright, so this part, I remember there was like the Spectre Whiplash here. Yeah, so be kind of careful of her. I immediately got rid of her. I did not want her to get so aggressive. Oh yeah, this was weird. I actually thought I had my grenade launcher there. Oh, that sucked. Oh my god, I didn't blood punch at the right time there. So I knew I had to back out now. And after you kill that Spectre Whiplash, the next threatening enemy is really like the maykr. He's gonna be like camping right when you get up top there, so be careful of him. You can totally burn like your armor and all that stuff, and you really don't want to lose too much health and armor. You really want to go to like the second last arena with good health and armor. Yeah, so right here I kind of like got a little too greedy. I think they scripted that maykr to be way more aggressive than he needs to be, so be careful of that. So yeah, I could have had more armor there, but it's okay. Alright, so this next fight is really the only fight that has the cursed prowler. And luckily in this video, I actually got really lucky here. Because I just recently found out that like where I head. I'll tell you what I mean here. Like the direction that I took here. That cursed prowler always spawns in that direction. So right here I decided to farm up my armor. So if you take the left side right here, there it is. That cursed prowler always spawns there. So if you just basically take that left side and just wait for him to spawn, this fight will no longer be like super stressful. When I was recording this video, I had no idea like where like he spawned, and my thought process at that time was just to basically ignore every heavy demon and try to like scout for the cursed prowler. But since, you know, now I know where he spawns, you can just take that direction and you can pretty much kill him. And now, right now, I'm trying to wait for the blood maykr to do his attack here, because I'm going to use a BFG shot here. I'm just trying to slowly kill whatever demon that seems to be threatening or blocking my way. And right now I'm just waiting for, there it is. Right when the blood maykr does his attack, burn that BFG shot just to get rid of the blood maykr, so you don't have to you know, headshot him, and it'll just pretty much kill the other heavy demons. And this fight, I think like that's pretty much like the only real hard part, you know, the blood maykr and the cursed prowler. And from here you should be pretty much okay. I actually decided to use another BFG shot here because I just wanted to, you know, finish this this walkthrough basically. And what is it? There was a spare BFG too, like at the like what is it? The area before I went to this area. So there it is. I decided to just use another BFG. I'm surprised that actually what is it? I thought my BFG shot was gonna get blocked by the carcass shield there. I actually almost kind of died here on my very first playthrough. I think because I kind of didn't really expect too many demons here. But this fight is really not that difficult. Like, this fight is actually really simple. Even like when I actually replayed this level more since like I mean after like I recorded this video, I definitely played like this level a lot more just to like learn the levels more and just enjoy Ancient Gods Part 2. Like, I've definitely beaten this level like so many times without needing like super weapons, and it's super like easy to do it too. But obviously this is on Ultra Nightmare, and you know, you want to play like your absolute best here, so just use like the BFG shot just to make this fight even easier and just to like speed up the process. And there's only, what is it, I think the arena where you fight like 25 stone imps. That one, I really don't think that fight is too difficult, but like I said, you know, stone imps can be pretty annoying because like their little Sonic the Hedgehog ability. Oh wait, I remember this. Oh, this was so awkward right here. Like, I couldn't tell like if I was actually microwave beaming the spirit there, but I just decided to do it, and I eventually realized I was microwaving the spirit, so that was pretty nice, because I actually did not know like the Cybermankibius spawned there. And by the way, those two Cybermankibi, they always like spawn in those locations there. Alright, so now the what is it? This is the last heavy demon wave here. It's 2 Cybermankibi and 1 Armored Baron. I don't really think it's too bad here. Like, you know, Cybermankibi very weak against Blood Punch, so try to prioritize them first, and then you could prioritize the Armored Baron. He's pretty much a joke when he doesn't have any of his heavy demon friends, so yeah, just kind of bullying him. I love the chain gun so much in Doom Eternal, like it's just so strong. Like, it really fits my playstyle. I like to get aggressive with it, and yeah, I definitely recommend you to like, you know, try to get aggressive with the chain gun shield. Like, it's such a great weapon. And I guess like chain gun shield, I guess some people could debate that it's broken, but I think it's fine. At least it's not like the siege mode from Doom 2016 or the stun mod from yeah, the plasma gun stun mod from Doom 2016. Those two mods were pretty broken in my opinion. So right here, just go ham with the chain gun. I mean, not chain gun, with the full auto. And yes, I do know, like, you know, this was like the old patch, so you can't do this anymore. But I do want to say this here. If you do feel like you can't handle like the stone imps up close with the full auto shotgun, you could actually use micro missiles. Micro missiles are actually better than the full auto at longer range. And another thing that you could do is you could also like what is it? You could use like the meat hook and kind of like fly upwards against the stone imps, and you know, when they do their Sonic the Hedgehog ability, it won't really do anything because you're pretty much flying like that. You see, I'm just flying over them just to change position. But yeah, for this fight, I really recommend you to use Super Shotgun just for the meat hook. Obviously the full auto because it's really good against the stone imps, and the micro missiles if you need a longer range. I don't really know if Destroyer Blade can work on this fight. I think this fight might be a little bit too intense for Destroyer Blade because you do need to use 2 pips to kill them. And that's pretty much it for the level. For all of this footage is basically me just going back to restack my armor and restack my BFG ammo. And as you could see, I actually couldn't remember how to get this Sentinel armor here. But yeah, right when you finished Immora, make sure you go back and restack any health, armor, or ammo that you need for the Dark Lord, because everything that you have will be pretty much what is it, like all of like your health, your armor, your ammo, it's all going to be transferred in the boss level. It's not going to get replenished. And that's basically it for Immora, and I will see you guys in the next level, which is the final level of Ancient Gods Part 2.